three. 1, 2, 3.
Win!
The alley-oop!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Marcus Pavilion in Lacey, Washington. We're just about ready to tick down the clock the rest of the way to get into our starting lineups and national anthem. My name is Scott Gladstone. So excited to have you along for the ride as the number 14 team in women's D2 basketball. Montana State Billings play the host, St. Martin Saints, in what should be a good GNAC affair. We are ticking down the clock to the 0 marks, which we'll have right now, and to the end of the season. This is a big one, especially in the Saints race for a GNAC tournament berth and the Yellow Jackets race for a regular season crown. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the other side of the national anthem and the starting lineups.
Let's go ahead and meet the Yellow Jackets. A 5'8" junior, number 5, Aspen Giese. A 6'2" senior, number 10, Kola Badbear. A 5'11" senior, number 12, Kayla Montague. The 5'8" junior, number 14, Courtney Nelson. And the 5'11" junior, number 30, Leon Boyce. Finn Williams in the 20th season, assisted by Alicia Britt and Dana Becker. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get on your feet to meet the Saints.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It is St. Martin's versus MSU Billings once again. If you did not hear the loudspeaker, the starting lineups for MSU Billings, it's Aspen Giese, Kola Badbear, Shayla Montague, Courtney Nelson, and Deanna Boyce. On the St. Martin side, the starting lineup brought to you by Pirelli's Pizza is Keely Jade Smith, Angel Galbraith, Madeline Brown, Sarah Lamette, and Kiana Rios. Head coach Natalie Marlowe has switched out Shalise Smith from the starting lineup, put in the more offensive spark plug that is Kiana Rios. It'll be interesting to see how that battle goes out once again. The starting line is brought to you by Ferrelli Pizza. Great people make great pizza. Tip between Bad Bear and Lamette goes the way of the number 14 ranked MSU Billings Yellow Jackets. They will start it up, get the ball to Bad Bear right away. Bad Bear now gets a three-pointer going, and that one is missed. Offensive rebound, scuttled around for a jump ball, is grabbed in there. Good job by Lamette to help grab that one away from Deani Boyce. So many storylines to talk about on both sides. Of course, this is my one chance to see this Montana State Billings squad live in front of us. It is a very talented team, and it will be a tall task for the Saints. That is very clear. I'm assuming if they can get some foul trouble on Cola Bad Bear, that could help. But if they could just attack Bad Bear and get a bucket, that's a big shot for Sarah Lamette to be able to put that one in off glass. The Saints coming out in a full court look and weaving down the court, and getting there eventually is the Yellow Jackets, and then Cola Bad Bear gets the layup on the other side of the broken press. Madeline Brown with it. She fouled out of the game on Thursday in a close battle. Now Rios will take it to the bucket. Looked like she got some contact, but they're going to let it go uncalled as Boyce collects the rebound. Gets it up the court. That was Courtney Nelson to bring it up court. Now it's Montague with it. Montague looking for options. She gets it down low. Double team coming, and this one's flipped up off glass from Aspen Giese. Giese is from Fort Benton, Montana. You'll see this MSU Billings squad is speckled with a lot of small towns in Montana, and I know what you're thinking. If you're not a Montanan, you think every town in Montana is a small town, which, fair, except for Billings maybe. The only town that cracks 100,000. Some contact on the way to the hoop, but it's successfully defended to force the miss from Angel Galbraith. Now coming the other way, Bad Bear with it up top. Ball goes over the top, and it's out of bounds. Bad pass. 4-2 is the score. MSU Billings in front. St. Martin's has had nearly every team possible that can be in action today. And they're going to call an offensive foul on the screen there. That's a tough call to give to Keely Jade Smith, who maybe was moving her feet a little bit into the screen, but really that is on the whoever was defending Keely Jade Smith. They got to call out the screen for their teammate there because she got blindsided. And to not allow your teammate the acknowledgement of a screen coming in, you're not doing them any favors. Another foul called on the Saints. We saw on Thursday night the Saints were deemed as the more physical of the two teams with them and SPU, as the fouls were rung up on the host Saints here in Marcus Pavilion. Inbound comes to Bad Bear. And another foul is called on Keely Jade Smith. Two quick ones. She should get the pull from the court at this point, just worrying about foul trouble. Lauren Morris will check onto the court. Keely Jade Smith will check off. Hard for the Saints. Seemed like in games that could have been winnable for them, they couldn't get anything going, as Bad Bear had the positioning to the basket but couldn't put that one in. She has to deal with the 6'4" Sarah Lamette playing a lot of defense on her. Lamette there, nice turn after getting the basket to go. Saints again out in the press. Last time they got a bucket, they came out in this, and it got broken to a fairly good look for Cola Bad Bear. And now a wide open lane to the basket is opted away from it. Does Courtney Nelson. And down under the flip out. Now it's Montague. Montague to Bad Bear. Bad Bear looking at her options. Wide open three-pointer from Giese, and it goes in and out. Boyce had a chance at the rebound, but just gets a touch over the top of a Saint. Now Lauren Morris and Kiana Rios with it. Back to Morris. Morris in the short corner. That's her spot sometimes. Can't get it to go there. Madeline Brown fighting for the rebound, and a foul will be called, I believe, on Montague. It is on Montague. Her first foul called on the Yellow Jackets. I am preventing a slip-up at some point for myself of possibly calling MSU Billings the Bobcats. And I do that not only because their colors are the exact same as Montana State University, also because they are both Montana State University. One just has a Billings designation. Madeline Brown along 2, off back iron, rebound Lamette. Lamette gets it to go. 6 points for Sarah Lamette in the early going. As she's given the interior defensive presence of MSUB, which has some bigs, but they're definitely kind of flex bigs. No true centers as far as I'm concerned. And right as I say that, a good offensive rebound from Bad Bear. Attack to the hoop. And Boyce still gets it. Now Giese, wide open Yellow Jackets all over the floor, and they end up with a missed three-pointer by Courtney Nelson. Lauren Morris will bring it up. Now she's guarded by Bad Bear. Out to Rios. Now down to Lamette. Lamette just too strong on that one. She had a huge size advantage on Courtney Nelson. But I think just one of those situations of maybe expecting more and overcooked it. Now Billings with it. Screen set. And all the way to the hoop and stuffed is Nelson. She'll try again down under. No, she won't. She'll get it out to Boyce. Woo-hoo. Rejection from Lamette. Now a wide open three-pointer from Boyce. Can't get it to go. Rebound Galbraith. Galbraith will weave down the court. Almost travels back to Angel Galbraith. Saints already looking a lot better than they did on the road in the Big Sky State, as they got smoked. Count it, and one from Sarah Lamette. Foul will go on Cola Bad Bear. This is, other than the 3 fouls against the Saints and the 2 on Keely Jade Smith, probably the dream start that you would cook up if you're head coach Natalie Marlowe. (8-4) score line with 8 points from Sarah Lamette. Now the big thing is making sure Lamette stays out of foul trouble. She has 1 foul in the early going, 4 for 5 from the field, and obviously a chance to add to her total right here as Montague, Bad Bear both check out. Free throw's good. 9-4 Saints lead. The upset-minded home squad here with some momentum in the early going. 2 points from Bad Bear, 2 from Giese, and 9 from Lamette. They're feeding her down under. And speaking of, it's a turnaround. That's an air ball, nowhere close from Natalie Andreas. Morris will push it up, gets it to Galbraith. Galbraith, stutter step. Now looks for Brown. Gets out to Rios after Brown bobbles it. 15 on the shot clock. Plenty of time for the Saints to work with it. They'll get it to their point. Galbraith, California native, transfer from Purdue Northwest. Offensive foul is called. They're going to ding Lauren Morris down under after she was positioning herself on Courtney Nelson. They didn't like how aggressively she was doing it. We'll take a quick break. 9-4 with 4:30 to go in the first half here on the Saints Digital, in the first quarter here on the Saints Digital Network.
Grow in the sport as well as learn life lessons that will help them develop their full potential as people, students, and athletes. 9-10 is led by former NC2A female student athletes, including 2 Saints, and we're excited to teach the 2 of their youth teams today at that time. Thank you for your commitment to providing athletic opportunities for those who celebrate National Girls and Women's Sports Day. Let's give Robin and Easy Newman and the 9-10 Training Academy Girls a warm Marcus Pavilion welcome.
Welcome back here. Ball is inbounded to Danielle Zahn off the bench. Zahn out of Florence, Montana. Once again, I will continue to mention these small towns that Kevin Wooden has recruited throughout the state. And Angel Galbraith, good job to deal with the post up there. Now she'll slow it up, get it out to Rios. Rios, the low pass. It wasn't in the bread basket for a good shot there. Hard pass to Galbraith that she collects. Madeline Brown now. Nice play drawn up for a wide open layup from Kiana Rios. Saints up 7. Another press. 1-2-2 now. The Saints shift into man-to-man, I believe. Blocked at the hoop. However, it stays with Courtney Nelson and the Yellow Jackets. Now rotated around, back up top to Daniel Zahn. Zahn, guarded by Rios. Crossover. Pull up. Missed it. Rebound Morris. Ball poked away from Morris, who tried to go coast to coast. Rios will get it to Galbraith. Trusty hands there. Now Morris. Short corner. She puts it on the ground. A little spin, pop. Oh, that would have been nice if it would have gone. And a very vintage Lauren Morris move, but it does not get the roll. A little hard off back iron. Andreas, back up post. Her and Cola Badbear will most likely both be in at all times. Rios hits the floor looking for the ball there after it was bobbled around. Now a three-pointer on the way. Another missed shot. The rebound goes to Shalise Smith, who's on the court now, and wide open under the basket was Brown. She'll slow it up, get it out to Galbraith. Galbraith off the front of the rim. Strong rebound and outlet from Shalise Smith. As now down under, then a look out to Andreas. Slowing it up is Zahn. Galbraith. Quick fingers there trying to get that one. And a chance, nearly a travel, and then a kick out for three. Missed it. Rebound, Shalise Smith. Another strong board from the St. Martin's post. Galbraith will slow it up. 2 minutes to go. Any foul on the Saints going forward will result in free throws for Billings. Rios with it. Rios to Shalise Smith. Shalise Smith fronts to basket, gets it to Morris. She's fouled on the ground. She hits the bucket, but she would have loved to just decline that penalty. Instead, it is not like the rules are going to work tomorrow in the Super Bowl. It is like basketball rules. You know, the sport we are playing, where you can't decline penalties. Unfortunately for Lowe. Ball up top to Rios. She has some space. From the elbow, almost got it, but then a wide open Shalise Smith can't finish it the first time. Then it's blocked the second time, and a foul is called on Smith, fighting for the rebound. It is Chloe Williams that hit the deck hard, a Washington native. They are going to call it on Smith. It should be free throws for Williams if it was on the ground and not an offensive foul. If she extended her arm while shooting, however, then it's just a flip of possession. Right now, Williams is in a lot of pain, it seems. Her face is pretty flushed, as she might have either taken a hand to the face or gone face first into the floor. And she's going to shoot the free throws. On the season, a 57% free throw shooter is the junior. Long time scoreless. 7 minutes without a bucket, and they just missed the free throw. So still 7 minutes, not just without a bucket, without a point. Second free throw is good. 11-5, 1:38 to go here. Cola Bad Bear will check back in and replace Chloe Williams, who we hope is able to recover from that hit she took. Obviously no malintent, it looked like, from Shalise Smith, just a battle under the bucket. Now Jaylyn Rios back to her sister Kiana, now the short corner. Out to Brown. Now cross court to Kiana Rios. To Jaylyn. Jaylyn nearly travels, but gets to the elbow and has the ball taken away from her by Cola Bad Bear. Sarah Lamette prepares to check back in. She's been off the floor for a while. Good back-to-basket move from Cola Bad Bear, but not able to get it to go, and that's been the story of the first quarter for MSUB. A lot of shots that they are used to making, not going for them under a minute to go in quarter number one. Lauren Morris attacking on Montague. Spins, pops to Brown. Brown attacks the basket, then puts it off glass, misses it. Offensive rebound by Shalise Smith. Gets it to go. 13-5, 40 seconds on the clock in quarter number one. St. Martin's has been a suffocating defensive team in the first quarter, especially at home, and this is no different. Brown with the takeaway. She's tangled up. No foul called. Gets it out to Rios. Rios stops. Slows it down as now head coach Natalie Marlowe is trying to get them to tick the clock down because there's a separation of just under a second between game and shot. Saints should not allow Billings to get a shot this quarter. They should have last shot, and if there's a shot clock violation with half a second left, then so what? Rios looking for options, chucking it up. Oh my goodness, it went in! Counted and one for Jaylyn Rios. That was a circus shot. Cue the music. She's shooting for an extra one. Everything going right for St. Martin's in the first. That ball defied physics off the front of the basket. Wow. 4.2 to go. Rios will shoot a free throw on the season. Jaylyn Rios, 500 from the free throw line. Now she's over that mark. 4.2 to go. Kind of try to drop some sort of trick play as the heave at the buzzer will not go. That felt like the closest three-pointer of the first quarter for MSU Billings because they are off from distance. And while the Saints, they're on fire, 16-5, upset-minded through one quarter of play. It's an 11-point lead for the underdog Saints. We'll be right back on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back. We're going to take another look at that replay. Jaylyn Rios has that shot clock ticking down. It's still some time to kill, but for a freshman to make a move like this, just get something up, taking some contact. Holy smokes. That ball's a fraction of an inch down, and it just doinks off the front of the rim and goes right back to Rios. Instead, this game of inches somehow worked out for her. And that is exactly the bread and butter you want to get back to if you're MSU Billings, which is get it to Cola Bad Bear in the post. And despite a 6'4" Lamette on her, just knows how to use her size and strength to get the ball perfectly into the bottom of the net. Taken away by Boyce. She'll weave up the floor. A tortuous path for her getting it to Bad Bear. Now Montague inside. Bad Bear spent a good amount of that first quarter on the bench. Once again back to basket and flips that one up with a lot of contact. Offensive rebound. Strong job by Boyce to get it. And she's earned herself a trip to the free throw line as more fouls continue to fall on St. Martin's. 6-4 right now is the fouls. 6 called on SMU, 4 called on the Yellow Jackets. Another reason why my brain wants to call them the Bobcats is Cola Bad Bear, who is the leader in points for MSUB right now with 4, is a former Montana State Bobcat. And sometimes you see players transfer from D1 schools because of a lack of playing time or whatever. That was not the case with Cola Bad Bear. She was a key cog in a Montana State Bobcats team that was very good in the Big Sky and decided to go home for her final season of her collegiate career. It's worked out well for her, leading scorer for the number 14 team in the country. Galbraith will step back long two, missed it. Shalise Smith, offensive rebound, flips it up, and it's would have been a shot clock violation. They'll just let him play. Bad Bear with it. Now she's looking down low block. Missed the layup, and a foul is called when it was all ball from Lauren Morris, and they are going to call it on Morris. Maybe there was a foul on the body of somebody there, but that is a bad call to call that on Morris because you could see from up here, and you could rewind it on the YouTube stream. It was all ball on the block attempt from Morris. Via the free throw line, MSUB trying to get back in it. And they make both on the season. This is an 81% free throw shooting team, led by Boyce and Bad Bear and Courtney Nelson, who are all over 80%. So is Montague. 4 out of 5 starters over 80%. That is a number that Kevin Wooden has to love. That'll win you a lot of games. Rios gets it after a deflection. 7 on the shot clock. A look down under to Rios, gets it out to Morris. She needs to fire it with the shot clock winding down. Can't get it to go. Almost an offensive rebound by Rios, but instead it's grabbed by Giese. 5-point game. Bad Bear looking to a wide open Boyce under. And it's an 8-0 run by the Yellow Jackets to start this quarter. After everything was going against them in the first, they flipped the script. Here in the second, we're back to a 1-possession game. Madeline Brown attacking the bucket, flipping it up. Oh, wow, that would have been a circus shot as well if that would have found a way to go in. Instead, it just clonks out. More battling in the post, this time Bad Bear and Shalise Smith. She has good positioning on her. A lob inside and a flip up from Bad Bear makes it look so easy. 1-point game. St. Martin's needing a bucket here to spark something. Goes to Brown. Brown finds Smith. Smith inside. Foul. Counted and one. Another and one from the Saints, their third of the day. Jalen Rios with one. Sarah Lamette with one. And now Shalise Smith will have her chance to try and convert an and one as Ryan Clear checks in for the first time this season. A welcome sight for all Saints fans to see. Ryan Clear back on the floor. She was an all-conference player 2 years ago. Last year, in and out of the roster because of injuries after being a preseason all-GNAC selection. This year, injuries have kept her out for the entirety of the season. 18 games gone, and she finally is able to make her first appearance. As we see a lane violation, which will give a mulligan to Shalise Smith here. Smith, a 56% free throw shooter, the post out of Tacoma, Washington, just up the road. On the mulligan, she makes do. 19-15, as the Saints have had 3 and 1s. They've converted all of them. And wide open down the court is Zahn, gets it to Boyce. Boyce blocked by Shalise Smith, who grabs the rebound. Now Galbraith with Boyce right behind her. Slow it up, get it to Rios. Ryan Clear, her first touch offensively on the ball. Gets it to Jalen Rios, looking for her sister inside, then taps out to Clear. Ooh, that would have been fun if she would have found a way to make one rain. Angel Galbraith with no angle is able to flip it up and get it close enough to Shalise Smith, who gets the putback in. Saints, after a early quarter blow and run from Billings, has struck back with a run of their own. Missed 3 from Montague. And I'll tell you what, we saw an upset a week ago today at this very arena in Marcus Pavilion as Clear finds Kiana Rios. We got 2 Rioses on the floor. I'll try and decipher when I can. Ryan Clear with it. Dropping the shoulder down with some contact. Ryan Clear, her first points of 2024, is a tough sort of 1 foot fadeaway, and then she gets the steal after the bad pass. She's weaving down the court herself. She gets it out to Jalen Rios. Kiana Rios for 3, missed it. Rebound goes to Jalen Rios. Flips it out, and a foul. Oh, an offensive foul is called as Courtney Nelson went flying in the key there. Seems like when the Saints had all the momentum captured and even the missed shots were turning into second chance points, a back-breaking momentum swing in that offensive foul call there for Jalen Rios, who was just trying to get rid of the ball, and instead has an offensive foul called on her. Under 5 to go. Next break, we'll have a stoppage as a foul is called on Jalen Rios again. Things will just get ticky-tacky here in the second, apparently. Timeout on the floor. St. Martin's withered a run to start the quarter. They've bit back with a 6-0 run. It is 23-15 with 4:54 to go in the first half. We'll be right back on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back here. Like I was saying at some point before kind of pandemonium happened, as Bad Bear gets it, and then a no-look whip out and a rotation around. Wide open 3 is missed. Offensive rebound. Like I was saying, a week ago today, we saw the St. Martin's men's team, who's nationally ranked. They were number 4 in the country at the time, as that was put in by Giese. Saw them get upset by Simon Fraser, who over the last few years have been one of the more dormant programs in the GNAC and in the West region. We saw the Saints get upset at home by it, and a big, this one's taken away by Billings, a big factor in that is just when teams are just not making shots. Shots aren't falling for them like they usually do, other than layups, as this one is said to be Saints ball, out off the Saints. Billings ball under the basket. And I feel like, we're seeing a team that shoots 36% from three-point land, and they have made 0 today. That has got to be a factor as Boyce with a good back to basket gets it to go from the left side. 23-19. These two teams clashed in Billings on January 11th, and it was a blowout. Natalie Muller was still looking for her first GNAC win as Ryan Clear throws it, intercepted. Boyce then goes cross court to Courtney Nelson to bring it up. It was 73-42, the final score. A 31-point win. That's a travel on Cola Badbear. Shuffled her feet there. Galbraith had 13, but it was Aspen Giese with 19, Cola Badbear with 12. Zahn off the bench had 10. It was one of those nights that you kind of need to hit almost rock bottom to understand, as Ryan Clear gets that pass away. I don't know if that was supposed to be a pass, but there was a deflection. She knew she wasn't going to get a shot, and she finds Kiana Rios for the layup. Wow. Looking down under. Nothing crazy right now being drawn up by Kevin Wooden on the bench. It's strictly just trying to find the post and allow the forwards to work. As there is some contact counted and a foul for Chloe Williams. Williams already has taken a hard hit today. She is back out there and back grinding for the and one. Eternity Reed will check in for the first time. Neither team has hit a three-pointer at this point. Ryan Clear will check out. Clear with that bucket to mark her return to play. This is her final season as a college basketball player. And to be able to just see the floor at all is great, but I'm sure down the stretch, especially if the Saints go on a win streak and possibly earn a ticket into the GNAC tournament, the offensive firepower of Ryan Clear would be huge. This one tried to loop up by Shalise Smith, who can't get a call to save her life sometimes down under. Knocked away by Shalise Smith. Out off of her. 25-22, 2:25 to go in the second quarter. Fouls are 5-1 this quarter. Overall, the fouls are 10-5, with twice as many being called on SMU. Nelson looking for space down under. Creates some space for herself, misses a shot, now down under to Boyce, and they're going to call a foul on Shalise Smith. Free throws coming the rest of the way. And the Saints are a long way from free throws. With just the one foul called on Billings. First free throw is missed by Boyce. Mentioned Boyce does not miss a lot. She's missed 13 free throws all year. That is incredible for somebody who's played as much as her. The second one is good. It is 25-23, 88% free throw shooter. I'm somebody who thinks all free throw percentages should be over 90%. So I don't like saying this, but 88% is a very good free throw percentage. As that was a bad pass. Maybe it should have been a travel. As Galbraith to the bucket, gets it to go. What a difficult shot. Galbraith listed at 5'5" under the basket amongst the trees. Gets that one with a perfect pop off the glass. Attack and maybe a block, but getting her own rebound there was Williams. Now rotating it around. Nelson will attack. Nelson puts it off glass and in. Down the court. Great job by Shalise Smith to get that one and just keep it in play as the Saints will slow it up. 2-point lead, 27-25. The Saints have forced this game to be played their way, defensive. Rios for three, just misses it. Rebound, Nelson. Up the floor, almost a travel from Giese, then attacks, then it's off glass and in from Chloe Williams. Doing a lot of damage with their best player, Cola Badbear, on the bench, but it's just how this MSUB squad plays. They are so deep as this ball is taken away by Williams to the bucket. And it seemed like she was looking for a foul the whole way, as the foul is given to her, called on Angel Galbraith. First free throw by Williams is good. Saints are 3 for 3 from the line today. MSU Billings has needed 8 free throws to now take the lead. Their last lead was at the 7:25 mark in the first quarter when they were up 4-2. Madeline Brown with it. Now Galbraith. Back to Brown. Rios had a backdoor cut. And now she'll have a three. That one's going to be off target, and I think it just slipped in her hand. Now 10 seconds to go. Billings has a chance for a last shot. Double coming. Three-pointer at the buzzer, missed. Rebound goes to Kiana Rios. That is the first half. The Saints playing tight with MSU Billings, but a second quarter marked by 24 Billings points, including 8 of them from the free throw line. Fouls at the half are 12-5 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. We will take a break on the Saints Digital Network. Third quarter coming up. Number 14, MSUB battling with St. Martin's University. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back. Scott Gladstone with you as the St. Martin's women's team and Montana State Billings are matched up here. It's a good contest we got going for you from Marcus Pavilion. We did announce a final in the stadium, and we should let y'all at home know in case you are St. Martin's fans. The men's basketball team, top 25 ranked, essentially kind of the St. Martin's men's team are to the GNAC what MSUB is to the GNAC right here. I guess Western Washington women can be kind of compared in the same way, but at least this season, kind of the foe that they have been, they get the job done down in Monmouth, Oregon against Western Oregon University. They just survived as the double team comes to Sarah Lamette. Tough shot, trying to get that one to go, and it goes off glass in that first half. Some of the statistics to look at: Chloe Williams off the bench with 8 points, Deanna Boyce with 7, Giese and Bad Bear with 6 each. Starting lineups out for both squad: Keely Jade Smith, who spent the majority of that first half on the bench. Boyce inside, gets it to Bad Bear. Bad Bear off mark from the short corner. Rios gets it up the court, now down to Lamette. Lamette tried a wraparound pass, eventually gets to Brown. Now Galbraith. Galbraith weaving inside, and a block, I believe, from Bad Bear. Hold up from Giese, gets it to Courtney Nelson, now to Bad Bear. I mentioned it earlier in the first half. I don't think I finished my thought, but the posts on this squad, they don't have any true centers. Bad Bear, you see, they like to play through her up top, as that is a nice defensive play from Lamette going just straight up. And then Rios gets it in stride before stopping and getting it to Galbraith. Foul on Bad Bear on the inside on that post up. I was looking right at that because I was about to continue what I was kind of saying. Bad Bear, especially in college, because she was playing D1 at Montana State University, was even more of a guard, at least how she played there. And so as Brown flips this one up, misses it, rebound Keely Jade Smith. She can't get it to go. Now Brown fighting for the board, and Brown gets it in the corner. It's deflected and taken away. Wasn't able to be handled cleanly by Lamette, and the ball is nearly out of bounds, but Giese makes a good catch on the sideline. Jade Smith, Keely Jade Smith fighting to try and get that steal. Instead, she'll be dinged with a foul. That is her third foul. Shalise Smith with 8 rebounds in one half there. Sarah Lamette with 9 points. Now ball rotated around, Boyce with it, a little weave crossover, no foul called either way. The second chance is missed by Bad Bear. Offensive rebound flipped up into the air, and Brown gets it. Now 2-on-1 the other way. Brown, the Euro step, can't get it to go. Morris fighting for the offensive rebound, but it's Montague that comes out with it. For not having any points scored through 2.5 minutes, as Bad Bear will almost make me eat my words. Lauren Morris does get the rebound. For not having any points scored, this has been a very exciting opening 2.5 of the second half. Great plays being made both sides, just none of them offensive. Lauren Morris had positioning, she does, and that's a great pass and a great finish. Good find by Sarah Lamette. Tie game 29-29. Wide open for 3. Boyce splashes it home. That is the first three-pointer of the game for either side. Montana State Billings was 0 for 11 up to that point from behind the arc. The Saints are 0 of 6. Still looking for their first 3. Screen being set by Lamette. Now out to Morris. Morris to Galbraith. Brown now. Goes cross court. Galbraith. Galbraith with the shot clock winding down, misses the shot. Rebound Montague. Bringing it up is Boyce, finding a wide open Giese, before Brown kind of tackles her from behind. That was just her momentum taking her into the back of the Billings player. Caitlin Grossman checks in, sophomore out of Billings West High. Inbound will eventually go to Boyce. Boyce smothered by Shalise Smith. Rebound by Lauren Morris. Great defense from the Saints as Morris will go all the way to the bucket and flip it in. Coast to coast after the defensive play from Shalise Smith. Low, nobody can stop her. Giese for three. Giese in and out. Rebound Brown. Refs are letting him play a little bit more, which is going to favor the Saints in this second half as a traveling is called on Kiana Rios, who looked like she had that left foot planted. That has turned the gym into a little bit of a frenzy here. Right as I say they were letting them play, they let them play maybe a little bit too much there. As I don't know if the bench is wanting a foul call or just not a travel call. Either way, as that is going to be a foul on the Saints? No. That looked like a hip check from Boyce, if it's anything. And it is. They're calling the offensive foul on Deani Boyce, and that, my friends, is a makeup call. About a textbook as you'll ever see of that one. It was probably the wrong call. Either Rios should have, a foul should have been called for her getting fouled, or a foul should have, or maybe travel shouldn't have been called. Whatever it should have been. When the home crowd and home bench erupt like that to say, wait, what are you calling? The next chance you have a 50-50 call, you got to let it go the way of the team that was just complaining. That's kind of textbook officiating to make sure nobody gets too angry at you. And the refs put the makeup call in action there. Left-handed off glass, missed. Rebound corrals eventually to Boyce again, who flips it out to Montague. Now it's Giese. Giese to Courtney Nelson. Everybody is a starter on the floor for Billings except for the sophomore Grossman, who is out in favor of Bad Bear, who now will check in next chance she gets. Stutter step and an offensive foul on Lauren Morris. We'll take a break. Maybe. Thought we should. Under 5 minutes to go. It should be an immediate timeout. Sometimes I don't understand the rules of immediate timeouts because every once in a while they hit a wrinkle with me. No, here we go. I was right all along. It is immediate timeout. So me, being media, gets the chance to take my time out. We will take a quick break on the Saints Digital Network. 1 point game with under 5 to go in the third.
In partnership with the City of Lacey's Parks, Culture, and Recreation Department, and dedication to Liz Spiller and Byron Sportsman, St. Lawrence University was proud to provide free youth clinics for 3 different sports for nearly 100 girls, many of whom are here with us today. Let's get Liz, Byron, the City of Lacey, and all the girls who participate in sports clinics a big round of applause. Thank you very much.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 32-31, Montana State Billings has the lead and the ball. contests we've had. St. Martin, if they can hit some threes, or maybe just 1 3, maybe they. That was deflected, nearly taken away. Cross court. Now back to Zahn. Leaving it out. Marlowe, head coach of the Saints, fired up about the defensive effort right here. Now it's Williams, blocked. Set back, 5 on the shot clock. Williams looking for options. Bad Bear needs to take a shot and does. A clutch shot from Kola Bad Bear as the shot clock buzzer was arriving. 3-point lead for Billings. Nice find, wide open under the hoop. Another assist on a dime from Sarah Lamette. Shalise Smith has herself 1 point away from sniffing clear double-double territory. She's at 9 points. Sarah Lamette, her second assist of this third quarter. Boyce back to basket, gets it to Williams. Williams to Giese. Battle down under with Bad Bear and Lamette. And a foul is called on Lamette to the dismay of the SMU faithful. Bad Bear, I mentioned in that first half, she is phenomenal free throw shooter, 84%. Mentioned the decision to come home and play D2 ball was one of her choosing essentially her family over probably the other offers that she might have sniffed out around the country. I'm sure there was other mid-majors, maybe even some Power 5 schools that would have loved a role player like Bad Bear on their squad. She attended Billings Senior High School, was a Bronc, did not get to play her senior season for Billings Senior due to a torn ACL during volleyball season, and it's a fun twist that she returned to the Billings Senior volleyball court this fall as her sister is the head coach of Billings Senior. A foul called on Bad Bear there. That was a 100% clean block. And so now she gets the brunt of what she probably believes is a mendacious call from our referee. First free throws made by Rios. Back to a 2-point game. 4 fouls on Kola Bad Bear, who is the top scorer on this MSU Billings squad. There's not been a lot of fouls called on Billings today, but the fact that 4 out of 8, that is half, if you don't know your math, half of the fouls called against MSU Billings have been on their number 10. Steal by Shalise Smith. Perfect pass to put it in the path of Angel Galbraith. Stops, pops, and gives the Saints the lead. 3 minutes to go. Saints up on number 14 MSUB. Boyce with it, looking to the corner. This is Giese weaving and finding a layup. Ball in to Lamette, and a foul is called. Wow, both sides are going to start getting a little bit more disgruntled with the refereeing. Both sides will have free throws. Any more fouls called the remainder of the quarter. I was just finishing my thought as I was saying. Kola Bad Bear returned to the MSU or to the Billings Senior volleyball ranks this fall. When being back in town, she was able to be an assistant coach for her sister Courtney, who is the head coach of Montana State. Keep on thinking Montana State. The head coach of Billings Senior's varsity volleyball program. Took a chance on 22-year-old Courtney Bad Bear to give her a role, and they won state pretty soon after that. Not bad. First year, her sister Courtney led the Broncs to the 2022 Montana AA State Championship win over Billings West, who we see some Billings West grads on this MSU Billings squad as well. Missed layup by Shalise Smith. Ball is out off of the Saints, and Smith there. It's insane to me how much returning talent came to this Billings squad from last year, and then they pick up a D1 standout in Bad Bear. It was kind of written that they were going to be a very, very tough squad to contend with this year, but the Saints, they had nearly everybody coming back. Problem is they had a new head coach that has taken a while for them to adjust to, and they got a guy They got a lot of guys on this team, however, that are very, very excited to see what they can do in this second semester. Foul called on Galbraith as Williams, who we've seen hit the deck hard about 8 times today. She hits the deck again. Two shots coming for Williams. First free throw is made. To give MSU Billings back the lead, she does not. Natalie Marlowe with the addition of Shalise Smith as well as an offensive foul. Never mind. Another one called on the Saints. Shalise Smith as well as Ryan Clear becoming healthy again. This squad can be dangerous in the second half of the season. And now the team starting to mesh with Marlowe. And we're seeing it right here. Montague a 3. They need it. They don't get it. Rebound bopped around, and eventually Williams is able to lay it up. After some contact down under, 2-point lead for Billings. But man, oh man, I do not want you to touch that dial in the fourth quarter. Anything can happen. Saints will hold for last shot. Ryan Clear almost travels, then fade away, missed it, and it's grabbed by Billings. Net gain, nobody in that third quarter. 12-12 is how the scoring shakes out. It is a 41-39 game. Billings leads St. Martin's, but anybody can come out of this contest a victor in the fourth. Do not touch that dial. We'll be right back on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back. The fourth quarter to go here. St. Martin's versus Montana State Billings. Cola Bad Bear, the top scorer for MSUB, on the bench as this one is taken away by Rios and Clear. And the Saints can tie or take the lead on this possession. A defensive battle. And Saints very happy to not have to contend with Bad Bear. Try and guard her defensively. There are still plenty of weapons for this MSUB squad and a three-point shooting team that has not made the shots you would expect. Foul on the floor is called on the Yellow Jackets. if you take a look at the Montana State Billings men's roster, it's a lot of – they're going to call that one on the ground, so no shots for Galbraith, who was definitely about to shoot, but she got kind of tied up before she went enough into her shooting motion, said our refs. Brown missed the shot. Shalise Smith on the ground, fighting for the rebound. Jump ball stays with the Saints. It's a big extra possession punched by Smith. These two teams, it was a 31-point victory for Billings when they played in the Golden State, in the Treasure State, excuse me. Gold is treasure as Shalise Smith goes in and out. Just can't get that one to go. Montana's a Treasure State. California's a Golden State. You can see where I went awry there. Ball deflected out, stays with Billings. I mentioned the MSU Billings men's squad. They got a ton of JUCO products. There is only a handful of Montana kids on that team. On this Billings squad, Kevin Wooden has recruited the state so well, finding a ton of in-state talent. Last year, as the three-pointer is missed, rebound Shalise Smith. Last year, he had two players from Winifred, which is a tiny town. Shalise Smith off glass and in, tie game. He had two players from Winifred. It culminated this fall. They started before the season, their final exhibition game, they played against MSU Northern. They played in Winifred. And that's, again, just showing the connection that he's trying to have with the small towns out in eastern Montana as the three-pointer is missed. Timeout on the ground. We'll stay with you on the Saints Digital Network. 41-41, MSU Billings ball. As I just kind of talked through this story. So this fall, it was on early November, late October, that Kevin Wooden, after years of brainstorming, was able to bring the team to Little Winifred, Montana. And if you know Montana, the Montana fans that are listening know that Winifred is not the town that you think of. The population is 173. But Deani Boyce, the junior out of Winifred, they got a representation from Fort Benton as well as Scobie. Those are another two small towns. Bozeman and Billings, of course, are big ones, but Florence, Montana as well. It's just incredible. But being able to play an exhibition game in Winifred, and they did a clinic earlier that day in Winifred. And for those that don't know, especially whether it's eastern Montana, which is a very kind of rural, kind of farming-centric community, or made up of rural farming-centric communities, or whether it's places like Iowa that aren't the big city, or North Dakota, South Dakota, whatever. For those who don't know, when a lot of those kids are growing up in the middle of nowhere, all you can do is play basketball. There isn't an arcade down the street. So you find an old basketball hoop and you shoot and you shoot and you shoot, and that's what creates some really good basketball players out of places that people from Tacoma or Seattle might declare as kind of nowhere USA. Three-pointer on the way, and that is Zahn from Florence, Montana, right on cue. The early shooting practice clearly coming into effect there as she hits the three and gives a three-point lead to the Yellow Jackets. Shalise Smith in the short corner. Bad Bear in on 4 fouls. Offensive rebound grab by Lauren Morris and put up and in. Saints within 1. Bad Bear inside. Lots of contact from Shalise Smith, but they let him play. And we play on here. Saints a chance to take the lead. Would be the biggest win of Natalie Marlowe's young coaching career, I'm sure of it. at least at this stop in her coaching journey. Lauren Morris to the bucket, takes some contact, missed it. Offensive rebound, hooked up, missed those again. Saints 2 chances from inside the key, but they can't come up with points on either of them. Now a wide open shot. No, she's going to drive, and that should have been a foul or a travel or something. I don't know. That was weird. But they're going to call it a clean block, I guess, on the floor. And now a foul called on Galbraith. Courtney Nelson has earned her ticket. This season, the Montana State Billings women's basketball team shoots on average, has shot this season 150 more free throws than their opponents. St. Martin's, they have shot a total of 9 less coming into this game. That difference will grow for both of them as Nelson makes the first, gives her team a 2-point lead. Free throws right now, 15 shot by MSUB, 5 shot by the Saints. Makes both. Oh my goodness, that was nearly a turnover, as there was an inadvertent buzzer basically as Galbraith was trying to throw it to the ref. The ref opted to not give her that buzzer, as Galbraith will now try for 3. Missed it. Lauren Morris fighting for the offensive rebound, but just grabbing it is Giese. And now Nelson will bring it down the court. Saints down by 3. With the lackluster offensive firepower the Saints have, you got to think a couple buckets here, and it'll feel like there might be enough of a difference for Billings to escape with this one. This one's hucked out. Montague grabbed it, then gets it to Boyce. Boyce tries to float it off glass, missed, and they're going to call a foul on Shalise Smith. Natalie Marlowe at times has talked to me about her frustration from some of the critical calls that her team has gotten. And it just, when you take a look at plays like that, where to me it just looked like Shalise Smith was fair in fighting for that rebound, just has to make you want to hit your head against the hardwood. Brown fighting for it. Nelson, foul will be called, and it's a bucket for Nelson. Count it and the foul. If you average in the really good free throw shooting of MSU Billings, they make twice as many free throws per game as their opponents. So the Saints are not unique in experiencing what they are right now, which is a vast superiority at the free throw line from MSUB to them, both in makes and attempts. 3 times as many makes at the free throw line today. Shot up, missed. Fight for the rebound. It's loose on the floor. See if somebody comes out with it. And eventually, the refs decide to blow the whistle, and possession will go to Billings. Ryan Clear checks in. Saints need some offense. We'll see if a player that has provided so much offense in her career for the Saints can come in and find some big buckets. Saints in this game are 0 for 7 from the three-point line. Not much better as MSUB, but they've found 2, and the difference is 2 3-pointers right now, 6 total points. Brown nearly takes it away, but it will be out off of her. And we will take a quick break on the Saints Digital Network. Media timeout, under 5 to go. Saints down by 6. We'll be right back. Welcome back here. We got finals from all around the GNAC right now, and the pace is being set by Western Washington and MSUB. Inbounds coming from the far corner as Courtney Nelson will take the inbounds, get it into Williams. Picks up her dribble to Montague. Now Nelson driving on Brown. Bobbled by Boyce. She was ready to shoot a three. Now hucks it up. She had a lot of time, and it's missed. Offensive rebound, missed as well. Still fighting as Giese. She'll pull it out for an extra possession. Wow. After a heave, I don't know why. Boyce was trying to Caitlin Clark that one from way deep. Missed shot there, and that's a foul. There was a big chunk of an arm grabbed from on Rios. But at some point, the ball was grabbed too, and it will go down as a jump ball and stay with the Saints anyway. But being mugged on the rebound and not getting the benefit of the call. Galbraith will check in. She's on 4 fouls, so one more and a critical loss for the Saints would be their point guard. A savvy veteran who was such an addition to the Saints squad last year. Brown with it. Gets it to Shalise Smith. Smith will pull up from the free throw line, miss it. Rios fighting for the rebound, and eventually it goes to Giese of the Yellow Jackets. Down by 6. Under 4 to go. Nelson rotates it around through Boyce to Giese. Giese will take the 3, missed it. And another jump ball on the floor. And that's where the lack of the foul call becomes a huge detractor for the Saints here. Again, nothing nefarious from the referees necessarily, but still, just the way the calls have gone today have once again benefited the road team, and the Saints knew all too well about critical calls down the stretch as Boyce will get fouled going to the hoop. And now Lamette's on 4 fouls. Seattle Pacific beat Western Oregon 59-47 today. Alaska Anchorage over Alaska 78-75. Western Washington defeated Central Washington 69-60. His first free throw's made. And Simon Fraser blew out Northwest Nazarene by 19. 7-point lead as the Saints offense has quelled up here. Timeout called on the floor. Take a look at the standings while we have that stoppage in play. MSU Billings now. They do have a 1-game lead on first place in the conference. Western Washington half game back. There might be some Vikings players tuned in right now hoping that St. Martin's can pull off a miracle and score the required points to come back and win this game, because if they do, Western Washington and MSU Billings are back tied for first in the conference. Anchorage in a fairly distant third, 2 games back, I guess 2.5 games back right now. Western Washington. SPU is at 7-6. Central Washington and Simon Fraser at 6-7. NNU is at 5-8. On the outside looking in, also on the outside looking in, is St. Martin's and Western Oregon and Alaska Fairbanks. Give to Rios. Foul will be called on the ground. Rios dropped a shoulder there. Nelson probably could have done something to sell an offensive foul. Kiana Rios will take 2 shots here. First one's made. Saints haven't scored in over 4 minutes, so that is healthy to see. Breaks up a 7-0 run. It was 44-43. As that missed shot, offensive rebound earned by Shalise Smith. Saints needed that one. Galbraith tried to go cross court, and instead a foul will be called for an infringement upon Angel Galbraith. Chloe Williams will be dinged for a foul instead of drawing one. Glad to see her return to action after she took a hard pop in the first quarter. Has fallen on the ground a bevy more times. As Ryan Clear will get it up top. Now rotate around, 10 on the shot clock. Backdoor cut, finds Brown, but she juggled it. Then a looping shot put up. She missed it, gets it out, and she'll get a reset of the shot clock. Then goes off glass and in. 51-46. Weaving down the court now is Nelson, guarded by Galbraith. Galbraith on 4 fouls. Marlowe cannot afford to lose her with this much time to go. Bad Bear with it. She's on 4 fouls. She spent the majority of this contest on the bench because of the foul trouble. Nelson gets it to Boyce, who's guarded by Clear, but Montague is wide open for 3. That would have been a dagger to the heart of the Saints faithful. But that did not hit the rim, says our referee, or at least our referee wants to check on this one. Because our shot clock manager, who's assistant women's basketball or women's soccer coach, Alex Pagonis, done a great job there because the shot clock is going to go to 6 seconds. This is a good job by the ref to see that and make sure, because time is of the utmost importance right now, especially for the Saints. But it will give MSU Billings a chance to kind of regain their composure as Williams steps back in. Saints cannot commit a foul and bail him out here, which the way this game has gone, I feel like there's a good chance of that happening because they play such hard defense. Ball inbounded to Nelson. Screen set. Keely Jade Smith. Good defense to get it into a missed shot. Then 2 players hit the deck. It down off glass and in. 3-point game with 2:13 to go. Timeout on the floor. Bodies hit the deck on one side after Keely Jade Smith came up with a big defensive help to cut off a Courtney Nelson basket. And on the other side, Madeline Brown, who is known for her defensive ability, scores another bucket with an assist from Rios. And Brown has hit 2 crucial layups in the past 2 possessions to make this a 1-possession contest once again. A 5-0 run gone on by the Saints, and MSU Billings is 1 for 8 of their last 8 shots. Saints are still 0 for 7 from three-point land. If there's ever a time to find a 3, I'm sure you could dial this up as one. Saints are in a full court press look, looking like a 1-2-2 full court press look. Ball inbounded to Montague, now back to Nelson. Saints are kind of playing it soft enough where they're letting Nelson bring it up. Yes, they do. Now they go back into man-to-man defense. 3-point game, 2 minutes to go in this contest. Courtney Nelson, back to basket, blocked by Shalise Smith, and a foul is called. Oh my goodness. Shalise Smith, guarding who I think should be the GNAC Player of the Year, did all she could, and it was deemed illegal by our referee. Now Bad Bear, who rarely misses from the free throw line, will have some shots. Bad Bear only allowed to play 22 minutes tonight. And that one, that hurts almost as much as allowing a big 3 on that possession. That's just as much. You have the missed shot, you see it missed. And instead, she's able to make do for 2 free throws. Rios with it. Shalise Smith now. Rios for 3. Can't get it to go. Way off target. And Williams will bring it down. Man, that just, to me, that felt like it took the wind out of the gym as the Saints were on a run there. Would have had another defensive stop, or at least a stop for as it was. And now down low to Bad Bear again. Offensive foul, Bad Bear's gone. Bad Bears fouled out of the game with 1:14 to go. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block. That 1:14 to go is not a ton of time. So honestly, with the early foul trouble on the Yellow Jackets' seemingly best player, it's still good that they got her that deep into the contest. However, as Rios goes, no foul called, out off of Billings. Marlowe is adamant in her attempts to get a foul call. And I'll tell you what, I see Natalie Marlowe around the office a lot. She is usually such a winsome character. And just as this one's thrown into Rios, who dribbled it off herself, now gets it to Shalise Smith. Shalise Smith loses it and gets it out to Galbraith. Galbraith gets some contact, and it's unable to go in. Now Williams dribbling around. And they foul Courtney Nelson there intentionally to send her to the line. Five-point lead, and the Saints to score 5 points in this amount of time, especially against this good of a team. At least they got a miss there. That's kind of step one. Nelson, an 83% free throw shooter. Second free throw is made. Timeout, St. Martin's. It's going to be a full timeout. We're going to take a quick break on the Saints Digital Network. Going to need a miracle at Marcus. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. 39 seconds to go. Welcome back. Scott Gladstone with you. We got 39 seconds to go. It is a 6-point lead for MSU Billings, number 14 team in the country, being pushed to the brink right now by the Saints. They had a loss at Western Washington. That is their one conference loss, as they got handled by 8 points by the Vikings. They have been marvelous elsewhere, and that's the problem. This women's side, it seems like anybody that slips up might have it not go their way, as a foul will be called on Shalise Smith as she got mugged turning back to basket. And when she is fighting for the rebound, she gets a foul called on her. We're not going to talk about anything extra here, are we? Oh, my goodness. Unless there was something kind of that happened in the hodgepodge after, the actual foul was Shalise Smith going as hard as she could to try and get the miss on that one. And I think the refs, because of the fact that it didn't look too good, are now looking into possibly seeing if there was something extra on it. Good luck talking to you, Natalie Marlowe, after this one, though, because I'm sure they will review it. So we are going to look at a possible as our P announcer Joe there said. Going to see if any extracurriculars took place. I didn't see anything. But I said that on Thursday night, and then there was a flagrant upgraded. So, you know, who am I up here? We'll take a quick break on the Saints Digital Network. Call's going to stay as it was on the floor. The 25-13 foul ratio, however, in favor of Billings will also stay. Saints will see 2 more free throws taken against them. One of them missed by Boyce. The Saints have shot 7 free throws tonight. Billings has shot 25, now 26. That means Billings, in the equivalent, has gotten 21 points at the free throw line. St. Martin's has gotten 6. That is a 15-point swing at the free throw line as Keely Jade Smith will take a shot. Too long, and a foul called once again on the Saints. Sometimes these are the moments where I feel like AI could take my job because kind of this fourth quarter has felt like a lot of a robot could have just said foul called on the Saints. But no, here I am. MSU Billings looking to escape this one. Stick around for the post game. We'll have head coach Natalie Marlowe on the Saints post game report presented by O'Blarney's. Also, if you're in the area, head down to O'Blarney's. There's a post-game reception at our local partner. Both free throws are missed. Timeout, Saints. Been one of their worst free throw shooting nights probably of the season, MSUB. As Williams misses both there. Boyce has shot 8 free throws. Bad Bear has shot 4. Williams has shot 9. Nelson 5 and Giese 2. Boyce with 13 is going to lead the charge, but it's going to be a situation, and on MSU Billings, they highlight players of the game. After this one, I don't know who you're going to highlight because nobody's really stuck out for MSU Billings, but that's what makes them so good is they're a very diverse roster where they can get different players to step up every night, and on a night where Bad Bear was limited to 23 minutes with the foul out that she eventually had, you still got Boyce stepping up for 13 and had that big 3. Zahn had a big 3 when it seemed like nobody could hit from distance. Ball is inbounded. It will be deflected out by Billings. Galbraith will try and inbound again. Keely Jade Smith to the hoop. Can't get it to go. Rios offensive rebound, puts it in. Timeout, Kevin Wooden. Wooden is in his 20th season as head coach of the MSU Billings women's squad here. On the other side, a brand new coach in Luke Fennelly on the men's team that's leading them right now to a GNAC leading mark of only 2 losses on the men's side. Kevin Wooden, however, coming into this season, he has a cumulative record of 316 wins and 220 losses. The winningest coach in MSUB history. Qualified for the postseason 13 of the past 17 seasons and holds a 16-10 playoff record under Wooden's guidance. All the way from Libby, Montana is where Kevin Wooden calls home. And if you don't know, Libby, Montana is up in the northwestern corner. Played for the Libby Loggers. And then from there, went a couple hours south to the state capital, Helena, Montana, where he attended Carroll College. NAIA school, that's a 5-second violation. No, they're going to say it's a timeout. Billings first. Natalie Marlowe out here disagreeing with the timeout being taken before the 5-second violation. It will be another argument to no avail, and as I mentioned before, a very gregarious, winsome, pleasureful to be around Marlowe in the office. You could see some of the frustrations of the ref kind of wearing down on her. She gets to some of these ticks in the season where it seems like every critical call has gone against the Saints. The same thing happened on Thursday night when the Saints just came up short against SPU. And we're having another stoppage in play just for the refs to gobble a little bit more up of our Sunday evening. A foul is called on Lauren Morris. Again, AI, send in the robot to just announce foul called on the Saints. Lauren Morris will check out. She fouls out. This is the first time that I've ever seen a team that has 2 players fouled out and 2 on the brink of fouling out. Lamette and Morris with 5 fouls. Lamette and Galbraith with 4 fouls each. Smith and Morris each have fouled out already. Bad Bear on the other side has fouled out. Both free throws made. Mike Curious will check in. Ball down to Ryan Clear. Clear takes a 3, missed it short. Rebound goes to MSUB, and Nelson will dribble out the clock. St. Martin's gives Montana State Billings an absolute run for their money, but in the end, the Yellow Jackets escape Marcus Pavilion and Lacey Washington with the win. A 7-point win, 57-50. We'll be right back again with the Saints post-game report presented by Blarney's. Don't touch that dial. We'll have Natalie Marlowe in a moment. Scott Gladstone here on the Saints post-game report presented by O'Blarney's with head coach Natalie Marlowe. Coach, just about a month ago in Billings, you guys lost to this same team, Montana State Billings, by 31 points. Here you came right to the brink and pushed them pretty much as far as you could. How frustrating is it to have your team play this hard offensively, defensively, scrapping for every ball, and still not have them rewarded with a win in a situation like this?
Yeah, Billings, it was a 5-on-5 game. I think tonight it was an 8-on-5 game. You're not going to win games when one team shoots 30 free throws and another shoots 7. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating because our kids worked their butts off, did everything we needed to do execution-wise. This was by far their worst offensive performance of their season. We held the team that shoots over 37% from the three-point line to 9.5, 27% from the field. It's tough.
When you're in a situation like this where the last 2 games have come down to calls going against you at the wrong moment, and a lot of times your team's not doing anything malicious. It's just, to me, it seems like they're just fighting hard out there and they're scrapping, and they're getting dinged for that. How do you continue to have your team be the scrappiest team on the floor and want the win more than any other team, but at the same time try and find a way to adjust to the calls you're getting?
Yeah, obviously it's frustrating in the moment. It's frustrating for me as a coach because they're doing everything I'm asking. What I love about it is I don't think the conference, the officials go along with the conference, but I'm a kid from the Midwest who's coached in the South and made their way out west. So it's a different brand of basketball that we're implementing, and it might take a little bit for some adjustments to be made across the board. But I'm so proud of our kids. Like they deserve to win that basketball game. It's hard to swallow, but again, the thing that we need to continue to preach and that we will preach is showing up every day and, following what we started at the beginning of the season, and that was regardless of what the win and loss column looks like, we're building something together. And no matter where that ends our season, how many wins we have, how many losses we have, the relationships and the bond that you get out of competing as hard as we did and we have been all season, those are things that you'll look back on and remember more than, a win or a loss. Beating a nationally ranked team that we deservingly should have had tonight is also a memory that you wouldn't forget. But again, that's when you're taking over a program, and obviously I've been in these situations before. This is a game that obviously we don't walk away with a win, but when we took a 3-point L to Western Washington, and again with this, like 2 nationally ranked teams, and we're toe-to-toe, these kids should feel so great about themselves and all the work that they have put in. And, in hindsight, right, an L is an L, and I am not a moral victory person by any stretch, but they are continuing to build confidence and belief in themselves and each other every day. And, again, regardless of where we end up at the end of the season, I know that next year it'll be completely different because of the kids that are returning and even the kids who aren't going to come back. The seniors, I wish they had an opportunity to stick around and feel the benefits of it and, the fruits of all of their labor that they have been putting in. But, again, when we raise a banner in this gym and it says women's basketball is GNAC champs, the seniors that started it and that poured everything into it are going to be just as much part of that championship banner that goes up, even though they might not be participating in it. But if I find a way to save enough money, I'll be damn sure they get a ring.
Also today was the Celebration National Girl and Women in Sports Day. You guys put on a clinic earlier today, and we got to see local girls basketball team playing at half, and there's still kids out here dribbling on the court. Yeah. When you talk about this team and kind of the culture again of not just enjoying their moment here, but also using their platform as a local collegiate team. How was that experience this morning for the team, and how proud of you for them for having a full day like that too?
It was incredible, and we couldn't even do it in our gym because there was an event going on in our gym. So we had a lot of adversity this morning. We were thrown off. We didn't have our normal shoot-around time or length of it, to be completely honest, which, as a coach you're frustrated with. But again, too, at this point of the season and everything that we've been going through, they showed up and showed out. But to see our girls, and I told them at shoot-around after we did the clinic, is you're going to impact the 27 girls. You just changed their day. You made their day by just being here and putting a smile on their face, giving them attention, giving them just some inspiration. And sometimes that's all you need. You just need to be obviously kind to people, inspire people each and every day. And as long as you fill up enough days, you're going to really have impact and change some lives. So that's, again, what we talked about on Thursday. It was tough because of everything we did on Thursday too. But again, there are bigger things than basketball. And I'm so proud of how our kids show up each and every day. They're incredible role models. 1 through 15, the kids that play 40 minutes, the kids that play no minutes. I'm incredibly blessed to have a team full of just phenomenal human beings. And yeah, that's why it sucks even more as the coach, because you wanted so much for them. But they're all going to find success in so many different avenues of life outside of basketball, and that's what our main goal is. You win with good people. You can't win with bad people, and that has nothing to do with how much talent we have. So super proud of them, and again, wish we would have gotten a few more calls our way, but it is what it is. Control the controllables.
Thank you very much, Coach. Good luck on the road next week.
Thank you.
Final score of today's game, number 14 MSU Billings just ekes out a win over St. Martin's University, 57-50, the final score for all of us that make this broadcast possible, including our statisticians David Cano and JB tonight, getting the stats, I think, close to correct. Our cameraman Zane Leposki and our stream producer Sydney Henderson. We thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast. Please have a safe trip home and stay safe out there.